en Nuevo Sol Televisión.
Cuando uno viene a un país que no es el nuestro, encontrar una iglesia, encontrar tu gente, encontrar personas que hablan tu idioma, que tienen tus mismas tradiciones, tus valores, tu religión, definitivamente ayuda bastante y te hace sentir que mantienes esa identidad, que a pesar de que veniste a un país donde hay otras costumbres, otras maneras de vivir, otros estilos de vida, la religión siempre va a ser la misma.
I am an immigrant myself. When I came, other people embraced me. Other people taught me what this country is all about. Although I knew about this country, but when you actually plant your feet on the land here, then the experience is dramatically different than what you may have heard or learned.
Having a supportive community is extremely important for immigrants, whether it's family community, extended family, neighborhood community, church communities can be really important.
How I help other people who are immigrants, I work with a group called Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice, and our mission is simply to fight for the rights of those working class people in greater Los Angeles area, irrespective of their faith, irrespective of their tradition. In the process, we teach them how to not necessarily assimilate, but integrate themselves in the society without compromising their identity, without compromising their value system and ethics, and yet at the same time become a proud American citizen in the country.
I represent the Lotus Institute. It is an educational nonprofit organization which is virtual and works around the world. Buddhists in the Los Angeles area, there are many Buddhist temples or Buddhist centers, and those centers help people get oriented when they immigrate. They help people establish connections with friends and family and celebrations, and in some cases even help people find work.
In many cases, one of the things that you'll see in churches is, particularly in those that were established before immigration and begin to incorporate new populations as they settle into the area, the practices of those churches change very dramatically. There is a church in the MacArthur Park area called the Angelica Lutheran Church, which actually began as a Swedish church for immigrants in the early 1920s. Subsequently, as more and more Latino immigrants began to settle in that area, began to offer services in Spanish, began to provide education services, and became in the 1980s one of the first churches to establish itself as a site of refuge for Central American immigrants, and is now an almost overwhelmingly Latino church. So this very interesting transformation of the church by immigration rather than immigrants being transformed by the practices of faith.
Basically, it's a melting pot. The traditions that have come from other countries, the traditions that other immigrants have brought, have made this such a beautiful place where so many people do want to come and live.
Multicolors, rainbow colors, but even more, because we are a county and a city that basically represents the whole human race. Segregation, racism, gender discrimination, discrimination because of ethnicity and religion, and elitism are not over. They're very prominent in the United States, but that's, from my point of view, our challenge.
El simple hecho de decir ángeles, los ángeles son blancos, son pureza, es inocencia, es esperanza. Y yo creo que este país está hecho de inmigrantes y todas las personas no deberíamos de mirar un color en la otra raza, si es moreno, si es amarillo, si es blanco.
When I think of Los Angeles, I think of multicolor, very rich colors, that is. Unlike in other cities and other places in the country where I have had the privilege of living, Los Angeles is radically different in that regard. And I believe it is getting more and more colorful now. And as citizens of Los Angeles, I think it's extremely important that we appreciate these colors. Not only we appreciate the colors, but what is behind the colors. The people, the language, the tradition, the food, the music, the literature, the poems, and so on and so forth. So I think we are blessed in Los Angeles to enjoy this very, very rich multicultural community and society.
In Los Angeles, it's been a place that has had a lot of heritage. And I think of the colors because gold is meaning the Golden State, and I've always really, even though I was immigrated here to the United States when I was a young child, I still feel as American as apple pie.
For people in Los Angeles or people in America to now experience the rich mosaic of various traditions and religions, very few places in the world offer this rich experience. As a Muslim, I am extremely excited when I get to interact with people other than my own faith, because in learning more about the faith of the other friends and colleagues, I get to strengthen my own faith and my own tradition.